Hey, Vinyl community, hope you are doing well. This is going to be the second installment. I didn't intend for this to be a series, but I kept thinking of additional albums to throw into the mix. Going to be another video where I talk about album covers that were so totally off-brand for the bands who released them. Now, I'm not saying necessarily these are terrible album covers. They're just very unusual for the artist or the band who released them, given the albums that came before and the artwork that they had been known for previously. You've seen the other video probably. This is going to be part two. So the first album that I want to show is a 1975 album by the Man in Black, Johnny Cash. Now, Johnny Cash has had some truly iconic album covers over the course of his career. Definitely looks so badass on very many of his covers throughout the years where he looks like an outlaw. But in 1975, he released an album called Look at Them Beans. Yeah, look at them beans, Johnny. What in the hell is going on this album cover? Like, I think the cover would have been great with just him and his son, I suppose. But then, like, what in the hell is going on? Like, why are you laying on this pile of green beans, Johnny? What is going on? Like, I don't know. I've never heard the song. I have no idea what in the hell a song called Look at Them Beans could possibly be about. It's not a song I'm necessarily itching to hear. But then to go and title your album after it and then have this kind of artwork just seems like a very bizarre choice. I have no idea what in the hell went into this artistic decision, but it's Johnny Cash and he can do whatever the hell he wants. Who am I to argue? But I'm just saying it's a little strange. Sorry about the, anyway, I can't do anything about it. But number two, one of my favorite bands, I'm going with Black Sabbath and their 1976 album, Technical Ecstasy. Now, Black Sabbath, of course, as their name would lead you to believe, has a lot of kind of dark, gothic, somewhat satanic album covers that definitely fits the music. And so it was probably a pretty big shock when the next album to hit the racks after Sabotage, which kind of had a goofy, weird, creepy cover anyway, is Technical Ecstasy. And I believe this was a Hypnosis cover, if I'm not mistaken, and the whole idea being that there's two robots copulating on an escalator. But it's just very weird for a heavy, dark band like Black Sabbath to have a cover like this. I would have expected this out of maybe like Devo or Kraftwerk or a band like that, but definitely not Black Sabbath. It just seems so out of character for them to have an album cover. I think it's cool. I don't hate it. I just think it's unusual. I actually like the cover. I think it's pretty cool. But for Black Sabbath, it shows that they're not afraid to shake things up a little bit. Number three, going with U2's 1993 album, Zooropa. Of course, U2, definitely their album covers were, I don't know, I say profound, but they had like kind of some imagery on there that showed that they were very serious. They're not messing around, kind of very stoic album photos of the band. Shaded very darkly, but there was just kind of a mood about their album covers. And then for 1993, for Zooropa, what I think is just a terrible album cover. I don't care for this album cover at all. They were trying to get into the let's go techno, let's shake things up. We're not that brooding band that you knew from Joshua Tree and Unforgettable Fire. I mean, they started to shake things up a little bit, obviously, with Achtung Baby. But the album cover, you got the Anton Corbijn, however you pronounce his name, collage of pictures, which I thought was very cool. But with Zooropa, I don't get it at all. It doesn't do anything for me. I'm not a huge fan of that album to begin with, but the album artwork is definitely off-putting. It looks just slapdash, like it was put together very haphazardly. Don't care for it. But very unusual for U2 up to that point. Number 4, and this was a suggestion from somebody who commented on my last video, and I'm like, yeah, you're right. You are right. I'm talking about the Grateful Dead, who have had some very cool... Grateful Dead definitely was a band who put a lot of thought into their album covers. They were not going to put an album cover, something on their album cover that didn't look very cool. I mean, just judging by all the albums that had come before, I thought the artwork was very cool. You got some cases of the skull and roses imagery, but I think that Grateful Dead have some of the coolest artwork of any band out there. And then in 1980, they come out with Go to Heaven. It was 1980, kind of the tail end of the whole disco fad, I guess you could say. They look like they're a Christian band on this cover. Very white. I guess I get what they were going for. The album's called Go to Heaven, so why not look like you're already in heaven, I guess. I don't know. But I know a lot of Grateful Dead fans hate this album cover. Some people don't mind it as much. I'm kind of like, I don't know. I don't know which way to go on it. Not my favorite. Certainly would have preferred maybe a painting or some other kind of artwork on the cover, but it is what it is, and it stands out from all their other album covers. I'll give it that. And number 5, not a band that I'm particularly a huge fan of, but this definitely, when I saw this album cover, I'm like, what in the hell? Def Leppard. Their 2006 album, Yeah. So right away, it looks like they're on stage at, like at an American Idol audition or something like that. I don't know, or whatever the hell they do on American Idol, or what's the thing now? I don't know. Masked Singer, or I don't know. I don't watch any of that shit on TV, but whatever that stuff is, those kind of real singing contest kind of thing. But nonetheless, anyway, this is a cover album by Def Leppard, who had some very cool artwork over the years, especially in the 80s, where I grew up loving those album covers. But just feels like they just kind of like they're pandering now to, let's have a cool album cover and let's have a cool album title. I don't know. I've never heard the album. Probably it's great, but judging by the album cover, it's not an album I'm really am in a hurry to listen to. A little off-putting to me. Seems a little bit too polished, a little too trying to be contemporary, but what the hell do I know? It's just a little weird considering the other artwork in their previous album. So anyway, just want to have a little fun with this video. Maybe you've got some other ideas, ones that you would suggest, but these are some more that came to mind for me. Hope you're doing well. Take care.